Every week, Big Screen News highlights the main events of the cinema world. Don't miss the most interesting news of the local and foreign film industry, big premieres as well as interviews with the stars. In today's program, Kazakh cinema conquers the world. The Road to the Mother to be released in theaters in the United States. Goodbye My Bye. Actor, showman, scriptwriter and producer Sabit Rakimbaev made a film about divorces. Return of the Needle. The restored version of the legendary Needle hits big screens.
Мальчик, вот и наследник родился. Моя долгих лет. Ты стал отцом, у тебя сын родился.
Спасибо за радостную весть.
Мукан. Пусть он живет долго и счастливо. У ребенка, родившегося в такой буран, будет сильный характер.
Слава Аллаху. Ильясом назову.
Akan Satayev's The Road to the Mother will be released in the United States. The distribution rights were acquired by the Worldwide Motion Pictures. American viewers will be able to see it on the big screens this fall. Earlier, the Kazakh film The Road to the Mother has won the Best Feature Film Award at the Film Festival in New York. The jury praised the historical drama. The general producer of the project is Aliya Nazarbayeva and the director is Akan Satayev. The film has also won at the Lynx International Film Festival.
Посмотрите на них. Баян Сулу и Козы Корпеш. Вот почему тебя так учитель любит. Будущий зятёк.
Ты моего отца не трогай. Ильяс, пойдем отсюда.
Ты иди, я догоню. Поговорю с этим пронырой. Эй, ты кого пронырой назвал? Тебя. Следи за своим языком. Пойдем драться, раз ты смелый.
The movie tells a story of a couple, Mukan and Mariam, who could not have children for a long time. During the cold winter, when the storm was shaking the earth, a long-awaited baby finally came into the world. He was named Ilyas. When the boy turns 10, his father passes away, and after that he is separated from his mother. Ilyas has to find a way home where his mother and love of his life are waiting for him. Aruzhan Jazilbekova, Adil Akhmetov and Altinay Nogebek play the main roles. The film also features Beri Kayjanov, Yakabulan Dairov, Bolat Abdilmanov and Azamat Satibaldi. According to the creators, The Road to the Mother is an absolutely patriotic and Kazakh film. The actor, showman, scriptwriter and producer Sabit Rakimbaev told us about the shooting process of his new film Goodbye My Bye. Sabit Rakimbaev worked as a scriptwriter in country's well-known films: Kazakh Business in America, 5 Reasons Not to Fall in Love with a Kazakh, The Daughter-in-Law is Also Human, and he played roles in Nasha Kazasha, City Legends and Married. The producer, screenwriter and leading actor of a new film talked about how the idea appeared and about the auditions. We had a TV series called Zhenatiki, or Married. 3 seasons were released. That was a quite successful project of one of the Kazakh television channels, and it had relatively high ratings. So we decided to turn it into a film. So we decided to use a little creative approach while thinking about the name and came up with Goodbye My Bye. This is a story about married couples who are going through a divorce. We were lucky because our actors took part in the series, and that's why actors for the main roles were approved a long time ago. According to Sabit Rakimbaev, the project's creative team includes experienced producers, directors and cameramen. Therefore, it was not complicated for the professionals to bring the idea to life. The budget of the film was about 40 million tenge. The premiere is expected upcoming November. The scriptwriters are me and my colleagues, Azim Saidbayev and Ilyas Japarov. Azim Saidbayev also plays a leading role. Director of the project is Anvar Marjanov. That's his debut in full-length films. Before that, he was directing TV series such as Patrol and Baseke. The cameraman is experienced Aidar Ruspanov. He shot many Kazakh films. The team is professional and we shot the film quite fast and with a good quality. I think it will be a good movie.
Должно получиться хорошее кино.
By the way, in his spare time, Sabit Rakimbayev writes the script for the third part of the Kazakh business. According to him, the third part will be interesting as the previous ones and will definitely attract the viewers.
В данный момент я занимаюсь.
At the moment, I'm working on the script of the third part of Kazakh business. And now we're preparing for the shooting, which also will be abroad. Producer of the film Nurlan Koyanbayev will probably tell what country it will be. I wrote the second part, Kazakh business in America, and I think the third part will be no worse.
Думаю, третья часть тоже будет не хуже второй.
This for the audience will be able to see the modern realities through the eyes of the daughter of Genghis Khan. The director of the comedy Daughter of Genghis Khan, Ilham Jalilov, makes his debut in feature films. Producer and journalist is now also a director. He has a big experience in producing documentary films, series and cartoons. Ilham Jalilov told us about the shooting of the comedy The Daughter of Genghis Khan and stressed its creative script. Well, the name speaks for itself. The film is about the adventures of the daughter of Genghis Khan. Somehow she gets in the 21st century and that's when her magical adventures begin. What the modern world would look like for a girl from the 13th century, with its gadgets, phones, tablets, cars, multi-story glass houses, and most importantly, with our current mentality, with our habits, lifestyle and speed of life. And the main question is whether she will go mad at the end of the film or not. Kazakhstan makes a lot of different films. The most popular genre is comedy. We wanted to make a comedy, the most difficult genre by the way, but something different from the films that are being made. I do not want to criticize anyone and every genre has a right to exist. I hope that the idea is still creative and interesting to many viewers as possible. The young and talented actress Akniyet Orentay plays the main role. That's her second main role in the full-length movie. The first was in the film called Taras the Return by Ukrainian director Alexander Denisenko. The actress talked about her heroine and the difficulties she has faced.
Ее зовут Жан Швин Венцек. Это монгольское имя, дочь Чингисхана.
Her name is Janshvin Vinsek. That's Mongolian name. She's a daughter of Genghis Khan. She's very kind, strong and courageous girl who gets what she wants. According to the plot, she wants something new. Everything seems ordinary for her and she is looking for something for her soul. She knows that there is something out there in the world for her. And she's now in the 21st century. Well, I'm not going to give any spoilers, you'll see. For me, that role was quite significant because she's a little like me. And at the same time, she's very strong, fearless, but there are moments in the story when she's afraid because it is the 21st century. She has never seen all of that before. That's a shock for her, which lasts for quite some time.
Время она очень сильная, бесстрашная.
The film also features Aliya Telebarisova, Yeden Telemisov, Taleb Begen Baysakalov, Roman Almansky and Zakir Yekenberdiev. The shooting process took place in 3 cities, Almaty, Astana and Paris. By the way, a village of Genghis Khan of the 13th century was built for the film. Well, we will find out whether the daughter of the great ruler will be able to survive in the 21st century this fall.
Люди в мире разделяются на две категории. Одни сидят на трубах, а другим нужны деньги.
Зачем ты приехал?
На тебя посмотреть.
Sie empfangen Radio Almata.
The legendary film The Needle hits the big screens again. A restored version of the film with a rock musician, founder and leader of Kino rock group Viktor Tsoi in a lead role was limitedly released in Astana and Almaty. Kazakh Film shot the film in 1988.
Вперед и только вперед, потом наверх, а потом обратно вниз. Мы наведем здесь порядок. Каждый из нас — это один, но все мы вместе — это мы. И мы все здесь перевернем.
Где стекло?
Для окон?
Ты чё трешь? Через 10 минут, чтобы стекло было здесь. А нет, значит, будем разговаривать по-другому.
А как по-другому? Оба!
According to the director of the film, Rashid Nugmanov, he did not expect that the film will be released on big screens, but it happened by a twist of fate. Restoration of the film took many years, since the late 2000s. The film shows that the world, even with its modern pace, in fact, does not differ from those years when Kino gained its popularity. People want changes, as in the famous song. It is still unknown for how long the film will be shown in cinemas. According to organizers, it depends on the audience.
Реставрация не заняла 18 лет. То есть, сканировал я в Госфильмофон.
The restoration did not take 18 years. That is, I scanned the negative film at the State Film Fund. It is stored there near Moscow. Then it took a few months to restore the film at Mosfilm. Not because we were sitting for several months and drawing everything, well, simply we had other works. There is a small group at Mosfilm which restores the films. It took them around half a year, and this has already been done by 2009. By the end of the 2000s. We are showing this restored copy for the second or third time, and it is released for the first time in a restored form.
Второй или третий раз всего лишь. Вот. Ну и, разумеется, она выходит впервые в прокат в реставрированном виде. В таком она еще не выходила.
Young documentary filmmakers Kamila Bedimuratova and Kamila Abdeldinova won the Audience Award for their film Because I Love at the first International Film Festival of Short Films and Documentaries Yates Cinema, which took place in Pavlodar. The film Because I Love was filmed last summer. The documentary shows stories about couples of different nationalities and about the difficulties they face. The film depicts a very clear division into two completely opposite groups, where one side represents conservatism with its established traditions and the other one democracy.
Основной месседж это фильм о любви.
The main message of the film is love, and that the nationality is not an obstacle for love. We wanted to shoot together with our group, in our academy, but it turned out that Kazakh Film was making a series of films called Big Country, Big Family. We have somehow joined the process, so it coincided. Why documentary genre? Because we are students and we are studying to become documentary filmmakers. And we, for the summer, we wanted to shoot something with our group.
И на лето вообще хотели вот что-то общее с нашей группой отснять.
Initially, the documentary Because I Love was planned to be a collective creation. And as Kamila Abdeldinova says, each of her fellow students contributed to the creation of the film. And then Kamila Abdeldinova and Kamila Berdimuratova became team leaders. They act as film directors. The most difficult was the search for main characters. Despite the prevalence of interethnic marriages, not all of them agreed to tell their love story frankly, often with many obstacles and a wall of misunderstanding.
Почему я рада, что я родилась на этой периферии сегодня? Потому что сейчас, как никогда,
I'm glad that I was born during that period. Because now women's cinema is on a rise like never before. As well as to invent something new, or maybe take something old and make it in a completely new adaptation. It seems to me that now is the time to make teams, not to make so-called single shots. And think more about group work, because the movie is teamwork. No matter how much we talk about personal ambitions, the cinema is teamwork. And the most important thing is to find a compromise, and I think that we tried to do it with Kamila, and we succeeded.
И самое главное найти компромисс. И, как мне кажется, с Камилой мы пытались, и у нас это получилось.
The film project of director Sharipa Urazbayeva Lynx became a participant of the Golden Apricot International Film Festival in Yerevan. Golden Apricot is the annual film festival held in Yerevan with the support of the Ministry of Culture of Armenia. This year the festival launched Gaev Pro platform, one of the main topics of which will be co-production between the CIS countries and Europe. The project Lynx was selected as an example of successful international promotion and cooperation. Sharipa Urazbayeva shared the details of the project and her future plans. Before that, I made a few short films, which eventually became winners of various film festivals. We won prizes. In the project Lynx, I was a film producer and screenwriter for the first time. For me, this is the first experience. I have put a lot of efforts in its creation. And now I'm preparing for the filming of my first full-length film. And I really hope that it goes well.
Фильм түсіріп, бір өзімнің кәсібилігімді шыңдасам деген үмітім бар.
Пановай! Подожди! Там это... Что? Слышно что-нибудь? Замерзнем! Вернемся!
Parents of Zhao Kaz force her to marry Tura, the son of an old shepherd. She leaves her father's house according to the custom, and since her stepmother also wants her out. Zhao Kaz does not like her future husband, but she does not dare to break the old custom. The film was made by Kazakh Film in 1964. Farida Sharipova, Asanali Ashimov, Kuatbay Abdreimov, Kauken Kenjetayev played the main roles in the film. Watch the film Traces Go Beyond the Horizon on Yelana TV channel today at 9:40 p.m.